Will still get the Sunderland job? We start today with the most important question that is regarding the Belgian coach. Will still the coach of Ligue 1 team Reims that is doing fantastically well? He is linked to Sunderland. We have immediately an answer. The reply of Ross R that is telling us only if he has the will not to stand still. Was this a poor joke to start a video with? Absolutely yes, but this is how we started. My name is Giuseppe and let's cover football together. Today we'll speak about everything what happened yesterday, but especially preparing a fantastic weekend of football. Before starting, of course, I'm asking you kindly to put a maximum of like on today's video, and don't forget, share the channel, share the video, share the shorts with all your family and friends that are loving as much football as you do, because if you found the channel, that means that you love football. We start now with serious talk. We joked a bit in the beginning, now we start speaking about something that can be historical or will be historical in Premier League. We are speaking about First Lady. This is the title of Mirror Sport that is referring to Rebecca, that will become the first woman to take charge of a Premier League game. Which game are they speaking about? About Fulham versus Burnley. And I have to say that I'm really extremely happy to see these kind of things. Italy, Serie A, already did it. Now it's the turn of Premier League. Of course, only if we are speaking about meritocracy. Whatever gender you are, men, women, or whatever, if you are good in your job, you deserve to be there. And refereeing, whatever league, Serie A, World Cup, Premier League, Belgian League, whatever. I'm really happy to see these kind of things. Also, I was happy to see Zaniolo, Italian wonder kid, or at least he was an Italian wonder kid that yesterday scored his first goal with Aston Villa. He scored that goal that actually didn't bring them the victory because they did 1-1. Another one that was really happy to see him scoring was and is Lucas Digne, that wrote on Instagram on a story, first of many, congrats Nicolo Zaniolo. Do you believe that Zaniolo can really now kick off his season, because he waited until now, until December, the end of 2023, to really score his first goal? Let me know in the comment. We continue with other news, because if Nicolo Zaniolo maybe started his season with Aston Villa, there is another one that maybe will stop it in a few weeks. We are speaking about Clément Lenglet, that is not doing really well. 0 minutes in Premier League this season for him. He could leave soon with AC Milan, that is one of the contenders to try to sign the player this season. Already, maybe in January. We are speaking about Brighton, because yesterday Brighton, they finished first of their group, which means qualification. Brighton, beautiful. And you know what I loved in that game was at the 88th minute. When Brighton beat Marseille 1-0 at the 88th minute, you saw Joao Pedro that was running, jumping in the crowd, celebrating with his fan. Beautiful moments of football. Qualification secured. They are first of their group and they totally deserve it, because they are scoring game after game after game like they are doing in Premier League. 32 games consecutively where they are able to score. Will they do it again this weekend in a big game against Arsenal? Well, we have to wait a few hours more to discover it. There are also other teams that are playing big games. We will speak about that in a second. But first of all, will Arteta be on the bench in that big game against Brighton? Yes, he will. Artful Dodger is the title of Sunsport. What are they referring to? Well, do you remember that episode with VAR where Arteta that went totally crazy and used some offensive words? He was at risk of a ban. How many games? We don't know. But luckily for him, at least, and for the Arsenal fans, he dodged the bullet. Why? Because Mikel swerves a ban for disgrace rant. As club says, it has different Spanish meaning. So I went to check the two words that he used to understand if yes or no the meaning was correct in Spain. We will go with the first one, desgracia, because apparently he said disgrace, and desgracia in Spanish, the lawyers, they said that it has a total different meaning. What are they saying? Misfortune. Even if we are looking at the other words, disgrace and misery. Misfortune is the word that they went for. Let's go to the other one. Embarrassing. Well, they used in Spanish the translation embarazoso, which means indeed embarrassing but also awkward. So from embarrassing and disgrace they went to misfortune and awkward. Ancelotti would do that kind of gesture. Anyway, there is another one that wants to score, because yesterday they didn't. Liverpool, they lost 2-1 against Union Saint-Gilloise, another small Belgian club that did fantastically well in a European competition after Antwerp beating Barca in Champions League. Well, Mo Salah didn't score, but he wants to score this weekend because Liverpool is playing against Manchester United, and Manchester United is the favorite target of Mo Salah that already scored 12 goals against the Reds. Manchester United will not be able to count on their target because he's still a Stuttgart player, but they are thinking that Guirassy can be the player that can reinforce them. He has a clause of 20 million euros, 17.25 million pounds. He is in form, but these are talk for January. Why not next summer? The player is fantastically doing well, and we'll come back on him in a second. When we are speaking about Manchester City or Manchester United that is really trying to enter that top 4, well, there could possibly be another chance for English teams to enter Champions League next season, is that they will probably have a 5th spot in Champions League from next season. And when the question was asked to the coach of Tottenham, are you happy that you will be maybe allowed to play Champions League thanks to that 5th spot, he answered, I am not aiming for 5th spot, mate. Really fantastic, beautiful answer. Competition, winning spirit. 5th spot is not enough for the Tottenham coach, and that's where Italy is dreaming really about that 5th spot. And at the moment they are celebrating because the games are not done yet, but at the moment they are there on top with Corriere dello Sport. Champions per 5, champions for 5. Why? Because if you are looking at the ranking at the moment, the coefficient of 22, 23, 24, Italy is doing a fantastic job being first of that ranking with 7 teams on 7 that qualified for the second round, 14 or 40,000, I don't know, points that they received. Quite beautiful for Italy that is battling with Germany. Why? Because we are looking at the percentages of chance at the moment. If you are considering everything, well, England is absolutely not fearing losing that 5th spot for Champions League because they are first there with 77%, while Italy is battling for Germany. So let's see if Germany or Italy will do better in European competition, and who will be the country that will have a 5th spot on top of course, England. Le Figaro is speaking about Champions League because they're asking themselves the question for Mbappe and Paris Saint-Germain. La maladresse chronique du Paris Saint-Germain devant le but adverse est-elle inquiétante? Is the chronicle mistakes that they are doing in front of the goal of Paris Saint-Germain something that we start worrying about? You remember that big save of Soulé on the line where Mbappe was missing? It's not the first time that is happening this season. Well, maybe this kind of titles, articles, and these worries are actually arriving to Madrid, to Real Madrid, because AS is going with the big front page of Kylian Mbappe with a big title in Spanish, no a cualquier precio, not at any cost. They don't want to spend all their money for Kylian Mbappe. If he renews with Paris Saint-Germain, well, this will absolutely not be the cost. And you remember we spoke about it in the very first video that we put here on the channel. He has a deadline until the 15th of January to tell Real Madrid yes or no if he will join. No a cualquier precio, not at all cost. And is there now the chance for Kylian Mbappe not to go to Madrid, not to stay at Paris Saint-Germain, but maybe go to the Gunners, to Arsenal? You know that this is also a team that is quite interested in the French young striker. Could be. We will have to wait. Tick-tack. Tick-tack. Anyway, Real Madrid is not standing still. Why? Because this evening, this night, there will be the Brazilian young star Endrick that will fly to Madrid from USA in order to make contact with Real Madrid. They are waiting for him. He will be there, and that's a fact, in July 2024. If we don't know about Mbappe, Endrick will be there, and he will be there in attendance of the game Real Villarreal at Bernabeu for the very first time. Big emotion for a guy that will play with the Blancos next season. What is the answer of Barcelona? River Plate gem Claudio Echeverri, that they are calling the right-footed Messi. He can be the answer of Barcelona to Real Madrid. For what reason? Because in an interview he said, beside River, that is my favorite team, I would love to mention Barcelona. I'm a big fan of Leo Messi, and I used to play and to watch him playing for Barcelona when I was a kid. Will there be a new big duel? The duel between Argentina and Brazil, a duel between Barcelona and Real Madrid in the upcoming years? We will discover it, but now the doors are open for Barcelona to do it. But will it be Xavi that will coach him? That's the big question. And we are doubting for what reason, because Mundo Deportivo is going with the big title. Final and Mestalla. Do you remember that first page of Us? They were saying Xavi se queda solo. It is a final moment maybe already for Xavi in the Mestalla against Valencia. Xavi is remaining alone. An embarrassing loss against Girona. An embarrassing, even more loss in Champions League against Antwerp if they lose today or this weekend against Valencia in the Mestalla Stadium. That could be maybe the anticipated end of Xavi. Another one that is shaking at the moment is Stefano Pioli, that was not able to go to the second round. At the last minute, he was able to take a qualification to Europa League. Well, Europa League destiny will be one of the ways, if he wins, to maybe continue with Milan, and he has to win it, because actually these are the words of Ibrahimovic, that is back in San Siro, that is back in Milanello. Gioca Ibra. Ibra is now entering and is now playing, according to Gazzetta dello Sport. What are the targets? Winning Europa League and also arriving in the top 4. Looks like they already gave up on the title. The title that is at the moment played in Serie A between the Derby d'Italia teams, between Inter and Juventus, with Juventus this evening having the opportunity to go again and overtaking Inter for 2 nights if they are able to beat Genoa, and they will absolutely need the goals of Dusan Vlahovic and Federico Chiesa. On the other side, big game, Lazio-Inter on Sunday. That will tell us more about the destiny of Serie A. In Germany, what a weekend. Another big weekend, because Bayern Munich, that didn't play the last game, it was postponed, will face Stuttgart, the second against the third. Harry Kane against the target, the dream of Manchester United. We are speaking about Serhou Guirassy. 18 goals for the German, for Harry Kane, that is playing now in Germany. And then you have 16 goals for Guirassy, who will be the top scorer of that game. Who will take the opportunity to get closer to Leverkusen? Big question. Leverkusen, that yesterday with their win, they are in their run. They are going. They are running. 23 games unbeaten this season for Xabi Alonso. They will pay attention. They will have to pay attention this weekend, because they are playing Eintracht Frankfurt. And even if they are 7th in Bundesliga, last weekend, they just beat 5-1 Bayern Munich. A lot of beautiful stories to tell you this weekend on the channel, so continue to like the channel, to subscribe, to share it if you love football. If you enjoy the channel, thank you. My name is Giuseppe, and together we covered football.